Everyone, it's Maze, and we're back with Skyrim mods number 3. Today we're going to take a look at town and city overhauls. These are 3 of my favorites. There's a lot of really good ones out there. These are 3 overhauls that I'm currently using in my playthrough. Guys, if you are liking the content, please make sure that you like the channel. Also, if you would please subscribe. I need to get my subscriber numbers up. So let's jump right into it. And the first mod we're going to look at today is Capital Whiterun Expansion. There are several really good Whiterun Expansion mods. This is one of the newer ones, and this is the one I wanted to try in this current playthrough. And so far, I've absolutely loved it. What it does is it adds 2 new districts to Whiterun. It adds new shopkeepers and merchants. So you're going to be able to sell a lot more wares, which is very important at the beginning of the game. You don't have to wait for the merchants to replenish their gold as often because you're going to find, I believe there's 4 or 5 other merchants. There's new NPCs, there's 14 new buildings, 3 new shops, a bakery, there's a witch, which is located right next to an additional player home. Outside of the walls, you're going to find various decorations, and there's also a new tavern called the Roadhouse. And 4 of them are actually, 4 of the merchants are actually going to be found outside. So when you first head to Whiterun and you want to do a little bit exploring to see what's all new, remember, don't only look inside the city, but take a little trip outside and around the walls. You're just going to notice a lot of little things spread out. You're going to notice some of the DLC items like an oven, butter churns, yellow mountain flowers going to be spread out throughout various parts of the city. The new NPCs, they have their own daily routines, so they'll show up and they'll head to the taverns, they'll head to the shops. And then also, like I said, there are 4 small quests that you can easily pick up. Just talk to some people and eventually you will find them. One of them is pretty neat. It's actually going to take you outside to meet a friendly giant, and you can choose which way you want to approach it. You can either go out and kill him, or you can choose the more peaceful path. And for the next one, we're going to step away from the major cities. We're going to take a look at minor cities. And that's going to be Expanded Towns and Cities by Miss Jenna B. Before I jump into this one, this is the one that I prefer. There are several out there that are really good. So I definitely want to give a shout out to the Greater Cities by Archinatic, another fantastic mod. In his mod, he goes through and changes Dawnstar, Dragonbridge, Falkreath, Morthal, Rorikstead, Winterhold, Catherwaston, Old Hardlin, Iverstead, Shorestone, Mixwater Mill, and Kynesgrove. I definitely didn't butcher too many of those names. And that's one that I'll probably take a look at eventually, but right now I want to look at Expanded Towns and Cities, because this is the one that I'm using on my current playthrough, and it's definitely the one that I've used the most in the past. And in Expanded Towns and Cities, towns that are changed are going to be Darkwater Crossing, Dawnstar, Kynesgrove, Morthal, Riverwood, and Rorikstead. And for each one of these, for the most part, this is going to add various notes and journals throughout the town. There's going to be mostly an added alchemist store. There's going to be a well for drinking, which is very good if you're playing on survival mode. There's going to be exterior chimneys for some of the houses that have fireplace. You're going to see additional farms, farmers, fishermen, hunters. People are going to be out chopping wood. It's going to be part of their daily routine. The MCM menu is going to allow you to toggle the smelters on or off. It's also going to give you the option for fortifications around Dawnstar and Morthal right now, and then in the future, Falkreath and Winterhold. There's a lot of ownership data that's going to be given to some of the exterior items like the barrels and things like that. You're going to see the addition of smoke and light for the forges and smelters that are added in. There's going to be homes given to some of those guys like Embry, for example, some of those homeless guys that you see wandering around the town. You've been through the town a million times. The guy doesn't have a house, so you're going to see that added in. And there's also going to be navmesh changes, especially to a lot of the guards and other NPCs that patrol the area. It's going to make a lot more sense. You're not going to see them getting caught up on the new textures and the new layout and the new buildings. And then my favorite thing, and the reason that I mostly choose Expanded Towns and Cities over the Great Cities, again, both are really great mods, but this one adds this little personal touch to each of the town. In Darkwater Crossing, you're going to see 9 new NPCs, 6 new houses, all of them with their own custom dialogue. They added 2 new miscellaneous quests. The Darkwater quest is now going to be able to be picked up by citizens there. They're also going to react whether or not he's still absent from town or if he's already returned. His house is also going to reflect whether or not he's living in it. Dawnstar has 18 new NPCs, 7 new houses. There's a split level miners lodging, so now that the miners inside of the mines don't actually just live inside of the mines and stay in there all day long. There's an added fishery. They fixed the covered walkways. And again, Dawnstar has the optional wall if you want to use that. Kynesgrove, you have 8 new NPCs, 6 new houses. There's homes now for Dravnia, Ragi, Gemma, Ganna, Drave, and Ragi. Both are now marriageable. Morthal, you have 7 new houses, 14 new NPCs. Riverwood has 9 new NPCs, 6 new houses, and it has, I believe, there's a 4-part quest, and I believe there is an additional, yes, there's an additional one called Potion Time. So there are 5 additional quests. One's by itself, the other is a 4-part chain. And as I said earlier, Godel Dembry, he finally has himself a house. Rorikstead, you have 12 new NPCs, 8 new houses. There's 2 new miscellaneous and side quests. And all in all, it just adds a lot to these, and this is the reason that this is the one I tend to pick for my small minor towns. And that brings us to the final mod, and that is Cities of the North Falkreath by JP Steel 2. This mod just came out, I believe, this past October, and it is the 4th installation in the Cities of the North. Cities of the North is a project that creates a distinct look and unique architecture for each of the minor cities of Skyrim, just like you see in Solitude, Whiterun, Riften, Windhelm, and Markarth. The mod creator expresses how each of these capitals have their own strong visual identity, and he wanted to do the same with each of the 4 minor cities. The previous work on Dawnstar, Morthal, and Winterhold are just simply fantastic. When I saw he was about to release the same thing for Falkreath, I got very excited. It was finally a chance for our backwood kinfolk of Skyrim to be recognized as more than just that. Lifting them up, completely remodeling every building in Falkreath, and doing the same for all the interiors, moving the Jarl's Longhouse up to the side of a mountain overlooking the city like some kind of crazy Edward Scissorhands guy. And the Jarl's house gets its own music fit for a Jarl, as if the Jarl here wasn't already a self-conceited little bee most of the time. And in addition to changing completely everything, adding a new architectural look to the entire city, there's also 8 new interiors which are added, including homes for Kust and Valder. Now there's included a series of patches for mods that he uses, and there's also an additional patch page for Falkreath on the Nexus, so you can easily head over there, see if it's something that you think you can add to your game. It is highly recommended, however, that you use this mod on a new save, due to some of the objects not being placed correctly inside the interiors, but he does say that you should be okay as long as you haven't went to the Falkreath area and close enough to the city to actually load it. And I love this mod, everything about it, from the new look, the feel the town has, to the new layout, the citizens, the building. Falkreath has always been my second favorite city in Skyrim. I'm always going to be a huge fan of Solitude, but the Falkreath area in Skyrim has always been my favorite since the very first time I discovered it. Seeing so much work, such a large project put into Falkreath, made me a very, very happy gamer. So hopefully you guys enjoyed these 3 mods. Make sure you guys, again, like, subscribe, and check out the next video.